Raja Govardhana, Giri Raja Jaya Govardhana, Giri Raja Jaya Govardhana, Giri Raja Jaya Govardhana.
The glories of Govardhan Hill. O Govardhan, O King of Mountains, O hill whose nectarian name, the best of Hari's servants, flows from the moon-like mouth of Sri Radha, O hill that the Vedas declare to be the tilak marking of Braja, please grant me a residence near to you. From Stavavali by Raghunath Das Goswami. Govardhan Hill is acknowledged throughout the Vedic scriptures as the most sacred mountain, not only in the whole of India, but in all the three worlds. It is therefore no wonder that when Govardhan Hill appeared, all the great mountains of the universe came and worshipped him as their king. They also declared that Govardhan had descended from Goloka Vrindavan in the spiritual world, and is the crown jewel of Braja. The Vedas also inform us that Govardhan Hill is understood in two different ways. First, as the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna, and second, as being non-different from Lord Krishna himself. Before the beautiful gopis of Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani praised Govardhan Hill as the very best servant, Haridas Varya, of Lord Krishna in the following words, from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto. Of all the devotees, this Govardhan Hill is the best. O my friends, this hill supplies Krishna and Balaram, along with their calves, cows, and cowherd friends, with all kinds of necessities, water for drinking, very soft grass, caves, fruits, flowers, and vegetables. In this way the hill offers respects to the Lord. Being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram, Govardhan Hill appears very jubilant. As the best servant, Govardhan Hill provides Krishna and Balaram and the inhabitants of Vrindavan with all the necessities of life. Govardhan Hill also provides a special kind of soft, fragrant grass that makes the cows strong and healthy. This grass also helps increase the cow's milk production, which is used to make pure ghee for the sacrificial fire and cooking. The milk is also turned into butter, yogurt, cheese, and an amazing variety of milk sweets. Considering that milk is the economic backbone of the inhabitants of Vrindavan, it is no wonder that Lord Krishna advised the Vrajavasis to stop the sacrifice of Lord Indra and worship Govardhan Hill instead. Govardhan Hill also provides Lord Krishna with a stage to perform his innumerable transcendental loving pastimes with the beautiful damsels of Braja and with his cowherd boyfriends. The Vedas also say that Govardhan Hill is non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna himself. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Braja in the year 1515, he refused to climb Govardhan Hill because he saw that Govardhan was non-different from Lord Krishna. At the time of the Anakut ceremony, Krishna declared that he was non-different from Govardhan Hill. Because Govardhan Hill is non-different from Krishna himself, the rocks from Govardhan are worshipped just like a deity of Krishna. In fact, the stones known as Govardhan Shilas do not need to be installed, as they are already considered to be worshipable deities. Many great devotees have worshipped these Shilas from Govardhan: Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Lord Krishna's father, Nanda Maharaj, once inquired from his brother, Upananda, how Govardhan Hill had appeared in the sacred land of Vrindavan. Upananda replied that King Pandu, father of the Pandavas, had asked this very question to grandfather Bhishma, who had narrated the following story from the Garga Samhita. One day in Goloka Vrindavan, Lord Krishna informed Srimati Radharani that she should now appear on earth, as it was time for them to perform their transcendental pastimes within the material world. Radharani replied that unless Brajadham, the Jamuna, and Govardhan Hill were present there, she would not be very happy. Krishna then told Radharani that she need not worry, as Brajadhama, along with the Jamuna and Govardhan Hill, had already appeared on earth. Many years before this incident, in the land of Salmali Dweep, the wife of the great mountain Dronachala, gave birth to a son named Govardhana. At the time of Govardhana's birth, all the demigods appeared in the sky and showered flowers upon him. The great mountains, led by the Himalayas and Sumeru, came there to offer their respects. They then performed parikrama of Govardhana and accepted him as their king. They offered very nice prayers praising Govardhana for having descended from Goloka Vrindavan, describing him as the crown jewel of Braja. Some years later, at the beginning of Satyayuga, the great sage Pulastya Muni paid a visit to Salmale Dweep. Upon seeing the beautiful Govardhana hill covered with many lovely creepers, flowers, rivers, caves, and chirping birds, the sage felt that this hill was capable of giving liberation. He then went to meet Dronachala, who immediately offered his respects and inquired from the sage what service he could render. Pulastya Muni informed Dronachala that he was from Kashi, Benares, and was on pilgrimage to all the holy places. And he said that even though the sacred river Ganges flows through Kashi, there is no beautiful hill. He then asked Dronachala to give Govardhana to him so that he could perform his austerities sitting on top of the hill. On hearing the sage's request, Dronachala, who was not willing to part with his son, started to shed tears in thought of separation from his beloved Govardhana. Not wanting to see Pulastya Muni become angry and curse his father, Govardhana asked the sage how he would carry him all the way to Kashi. The sage replied that he would carry him in his right hand. Govardhana then agreed to go with the sage on one condition, that if the sage put him down anywhere during the course of the journey, he would not be able to lift him again. Pulastya Muni agreed. Carrying Govardhana in his right hand, he left for Kashi. By the will of Providence, Pulastya Muni passed through Braja on his way to Kashi. On arriving in Braja, Govardhana thought that now he was here he should remain in the holy dham. By his mystic power he was able to influence Pulastya Muni to attend to the call of nature. Unmindful, the sage put Govardhana hill down and went off to answer the call. But when he returned, he was unable to again lift Govardhana. Trying with all his might, using both hands, he could not lift Govardhana even slightly. In great anger, Pulastya Muni cursed Govardhana to sink into the ground by the measure of 1 mustard seed every day. When Govardhana first came to Braja in the beginning of Satyayuga, he was 8 yojanas long, 64 miles, 5 yojanas wide, 40 miles, and 2 yojanas high, 16 miles. It is said that after 10,000 years of the Kali Yuga, Govardhana will have completely disappeared. After narrating the wonderful story of Govardhana's appearance, Sunanda informed Nanda Maharaj that as long as Govardhana hill and the river Jamuna remained manifest, Kali Yuga would not take its effect. Sunanda also said that anyone who is fortunate enough to hear the description of the appearance of Govardhana hill would be freed from all sins. Govardhana Parikrama. Quote from Varaha Purana. To the west of Mathura, at a distance of 2 yojanas, is Govardhana, the topmost holy place. Anyone who performs its parikrama will never have to take birth in this material world again. End of quote. After having stopped the Indra Yagya, Krishna advised the inhabitants of Vrindavan to worship Govardhana hill, which they did. When the Annakut ceremony of offering food to Govardhana was completed, and the Brajavasis had offered arati, Krishna led all of them on parikrama around Govardhana hill. From that time onwards, the sacred parikrama of Govardhana hill has continued, and even today it is still performed by devotees of Lord Krishna. Govardhana hill has a parikrama of about 14 miles, 23 kilometers, and can take 5 to 6 hours to complete if one walks at a brisk pace. People from all over India visit Braja in order to perform Govardhana parikrama. On auspicious occasions like Guru Purnima, Purushottama Masa, or Govardhana Puja, over 500,000 people go around the sacred hill. There is no time limit for performing Govardhana parikrama. For those who perform the Dandavat Parikrama, it may take weeks and sometimes even months to complete. The Dandavat Parikrama is performed by standing in one spot, offering obeisances like a stick, danda, by lying flat on the ground. One then places a stone where the fingertips touch the ground in order to mark the spot. Standing up, one moves to the stone marker and again offers obeisances like a stick, again marking the spot where the fingertips touch the ground, thus repeating the same process again and again all the way around Govardhana hill. Some sadhus perform 108 Dandavat Parikrama by offering 108 obeisances in one spot before moving to the next. This can take a number of months to complete, and one has to sleep wherever one is and accept alms from pilgrims passing by. The 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan regularly performed Parikrama of Govardhana hill, especially Sanatan Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, who, while staying near Govardhana, would perform Parikrama every day. Other great personalities who performed Govardhana Parikrama were Madhavendra Puri, Advaita Acharya, Lord Nityananda, Vallabhacharya, Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivasacharya, Raghava Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti, and of course Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who, upon seeing Govardhana hill for the first time, fell down like a stick and began embracing one of the rocks. On touching the rock from Govardhana, the Lord began to shed tears of love and almost became mad due to transcendental ecstasy.
Jaya Jaya Giriraje Aratika Shobha, Jaya Giriraje Aratika Shobha, Shri Braja Mandala Maje Jagamana Lobha, Shri Braja Mandala Maje Jagamana Lobha, Pramoda Madana Lila Shri Radharamana, Pramoda Madana Lila Shri Radharamana, Jata Nitya Lila Kore Loye Shokhi Gana, Jata Nitya Lila Kore Loye Shokhi Gana, Malati Madhavi Kunja Kandare Kandare, Malati Madhavi Kunja Kandare Kandare, Nigudani Kunja Lila Hari Manohare, Nigudani Kunja Lila Hari Manohare, Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Kushum Sarovara, Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Kushum Sarovara, Manas Ganga Dan Gati Jara Bhyantara, Manas Ganga Dan Gati Jara Bhyantara, Sri Govinda Kunda Lila Stali Nahi Singha, Sri Govinda Kunda Lila Stali Nahi Singha, Divanishi Bhakta Vrinda Kore Parikrama, Divanishi Bhakta Vrinda Kore Parikrama, Shidha Shami Seva Asham Parama Shobhana, Shidha Shami Seva Asham Parama Shobhana, Yata Nitya Seva Kore Saraswata Gana, Yata Nitya Seva Kore Saraswata Gana, Vinna Shri Krishna Gyane Bhaji Bharatare, Vinna Shri Krishna Gyane Bhaji Bharatare, Mahaprabhu Samarpila Raghunatha Kare, Mahaprabhu Samarpila Raghunatha Kare, Goswami Shri Raghunatha Dasere Smariya, Goswami Shri Raghunatha Dasere Smariya, Nirantara Seva Kore Antar Manna Hoya, Nirantara Seva Kore Antar Manna Hoya, Jaya Giri Govardhana Divya Rasala, Jaya Giri Govardhana Divya Rasala, Rupa Sanatana Jiva Raghunatha Shra, Rupa Sanatana Jiva Raghunatha Shra, Surendra Munindra Shiva Shuka Mahajana, Surendra Munindra Shiva Shuka Mahajana, Dekhena Arati Shobha Dulabha Darshan, Dekhena Arati Shobha Dulabha Darshan, Sevya Sevaka Rupe Nitya Parakasha, Sevaka Rupe Nitya Parakasha, Sanande Arati Dekhe Adam Dasha, Sanande Arati Dekhe Adam Dasha, Sevya Sevaka পরকাশ সেবক রূপে নিত্য পরকাশ সানন্দে আরতি দেখে অদম দাস সানন্দে আরতি দেখে অদম দাস জয় গিরিরাজ গোবর্ধন